Ooh, hi there, Katniss. Hey everyone. So I wanted to make a video, just to kind of update on where I'm at. So I am 1 week away from being a full year on testosterone. So I finished up. I was watching Game of Thrones and I finished up an episode, and then it moved over. Like when I closed it, it like went to other videos that I have here on my computer because I have it like downloaded, um, legally but not really legally. Uh, but yeah, so I like went through all my past videos like since I've transitioned, and then I also found a couple of videos because I used to back when I lived in Richmond, video journal, and I wasn't a thing that I actually like really kept up with. I think there was like 2 or 3 entries, but like I watched just like the beginning of them, and like it's just absolutely crazy, the difference between now and then, like absolutely insane. And even now, like from when I made that video back on my birthday until now, like I don't know if you can tell, like I have started to grow facial hair, and I feel like my voice has gotten even deeper. Like it's crazy. I was talking to a friend at work the other day, and she's only known me for a couple months now, and I was like, yeah, like I used to have a kind of high pitched voice, and she's like, I don't see that, and listening to those videos before, like, and then listening to how I talk now, like it's completely like it's two different people. Like it's absolutely crazy. So, yeah, so a whole freaking year, like it's been so crazy. And I was thinking about it the other day, like not just my journey of getting and used to being in my new skin, and my body changing and stuff. Like this year has been actually really crazy, between Lauren, that my relationship with her, and then her leaving, and then almost losing my brother, finally coming to terms with my parents, and being at a place where I could finally let them go, and being okay with that. Before it was a lot of I knew that they weren't healthy people for me, but I always felt obligated, because I'm their son, and to finally be at that level of acceptance where I don't have to have a relationship with them. I can let them go, and wish them the best of luck in their lives. Like I'm not. I may not like them, and I may not love them, and I may not care about them, but I'll never wish ill upon people. Regardless of what they did to hurt me. And I think that's a growing point for me, because I did used to wish ill upon my parents. I'm not gonna lie. Just with the level of hurt that I was going through, and the anger and stuff. And being able to let that go, like, has completely, given me a whole new perspective on life. And now I look at friendships, and I look at other relationships in my life. And if it's not something that is beneficial to me, if it's not something that's healthy, it's not something that's allowing me to grow and become a better person. I have been a lot better about letting that stuff go. When I left, you know, I left my job. I left EBC. That's another thing that happened. And that was a major step for me, because, I finally said enough is enough. And I'm not going to be treated less than what I know that I'm worth. Um, the level of self worth that I have now, is so much more than I think I've ever had in my life, and you know, coming to terms with that and realizing that, and taking steps towards it, because I would complain all the time about how unhappy I was, but I wouldn't do anything to change it. And finally making those changes, and being in a place where I'm at now, where I am valued. Like I do know that I'm worth something, and that is a new concept for me. And I'm having to learn to accept compliments a lot more, and accept positive feedback. Whereas I've never had that. Like I've never really had that kind of positive feedback. And, I did have it from my coworkers. I will say that, but from admin, from the top down. Excuse me. Even when I was in the army, like I never really felt like from command down, like I was appreciated. In first cav I was, I think, from, the colonel and battalion commanders and stuff. I think I was, but, you know, the majority of my army experience, I didn't feel like I was. But anyway, I digress. I'm going down a rabbit hole again. So having a new job and letting go of my parents and getting out of that really horrible relationship with Lauren that, would have, I think, um, been very toxic for me, and not losing my brother, not losing my best friend. I've had a lot of changes over the past year, as I've been growing, as I've been, on this journey. And I think I've probably had the most growth in this past year than I think I've ever had in my entire life, and I love life now, like I am a lot happier, and I have a better outlook on life. I'm way more positive, and I know I joke about being single. I joke about forever alone and all this stuff. I don't mean the things that I say. I know that eventually I'm gonna meet somebody who is going to completely knock me off my feet. Um, and maybe I've already met them. I don't know. But I will say that I enjoy being single. I love being single. I love where I'm at in life. Do I want somebody to go along that journey with me, and love life with me? Absolutely. But it's not something that I need today, which is a big difference. Before it was like I didn't know how to love myself. I didn't know how to be somebody who could be okay by themselves. And I am today, and I do love the person that I am. I love who I am. I love my characteristics. I love my quirks. I love my strengths. I love my weaknesses. I do love everything about me. And I think that's the difference between now and then, who I was before, is I'm okay being alone today. Whereas before I didn't know how to be alone. I would sit at home, and I would dread alone time. Now I love it. I crave it. I come home from work and I just love being by myself. I like to share, what I'm doing, with my cooking and all of that kind of stuff and the shows that I watch, and that's just because I want to kind of share my life with people, but at the end of the day, I love my own space. I love being with my animals. I love coloring and watching shows or reading or whatever. I just love that time to just be by myself, and I have never had that before, So um, I love that I am okay in my own skin today, and I know I have a lot more to go on my journey. I'm not done yet. This is only the beginning. But this past year has really taught me um, the value of self care, the value of loving yourself, the value of putting yourself first. Like I've never done that. I've always been the type of person to, um, do whatever other people want. To bend over backwards for other people, to always say yes. And I'm learning to know my limits and know my boundaries, and when those aren't being respected, I am at that place where I can say, hey, no, like, you need to respect me, you need to respect my boundaries. And it's really cool. It's really cool to be at a place of acceptance and self-love and knowing boundaries and knowing what you want in life and what you want your friendships to be. And if people aren't meeting those expectations, or giving you what you need, being able to let it go. I've stepped back from a lot of people over the past few months, and it's not something that I've done out of any kind of negative feelings or anything. It's just I have let things just go organically, and by taking step back, taking those steps back from friendships, I've seen some friendships aren't meant to be forever, and just being able to let those go and dissolve away, and if those people ever come back in my life, then that's cool. If not, whatever. It's not meant to be. And I think that's another big growing point for me is being okay with that, because before I would cling on to every single person because I had abandonment issues, I guess, or rejection, or I don't know. But all right, well, I just wanted to make, it's not really a quick video. It's been 10 minutes of me rambling, but it's been a whole year. Like it does require some kind of talking and just kind of reflection, I guess. I'm excited for the next year, and I'm excited for what my life is going to be like. Hopefully I'll be able to get surgery next year. If not, maybe the year after. I am gonna try to volunteer with the rescue squad here, just to see if that's something that would interest me. Because I have let archaeology go. It just is. While it is something that I do love and I am passionate about, it's not. I'm realistic about what it would take to do to get a career in that field, and I'm finding now that healthcare is kind of where my passion is. I love, as much as I've gone through and as much as I say that I don't like people, I do like helping people, and I think that the healthcare field is where I'm best suited. I'm a smart guy. As introverted as I may be, when it comes to talking to people and helping people, yes, I am good at doing that. So it's just a matter of recognizing my strengths and accepting them and moving forward with them. So, excuse me. But yeah, so I am super stoked about where I'm at now, and what the next year has in store for me. So I just wanted to say, thank you everybody for your continued support. The love that you all share with me, and the encouragement, and it blows me away. How awesome my support system is. And you guys have been so amazing. Going on this journey with me and celebrating the many things that may seem small and insignificant, but they feel like really huge things, and you guys have celebrated them with me like they're huge things, and you'll never know the depth and capacity of my gratitude to you guys for doing that. And I read stories about other trans guys or trans women, and what they have to go through and struggle with. It makes me sad, and I don't take for granted the people that I have in my life that have never once treated me any differently. Who have sent me messages, saying, this makes sense, like this is who, like you make sense, kind of thing. So I love you guys, and I thank you so much for just being humans and being awesome at it. And I love you guys, and I wouldn't trade you for anybody in the world. So thank you, and here's to another year. It's gonna be awesome.